Have you ever wondered why we spend so much energy explaining ourselves, proving our worth, or seeking acceptance from others, when our own inner voice has never truly been heard? A deep psychological truth often ignored is this: happiness does not come from being recognized by others, but from recognizing yourself. This inner journey requires courage. It asks you to turn inward and face what you have long avoided: fear, chaos, and the hidden parts of yourself. What truly happens when you pause, pull your energy away from the outside world, and focus completely inward? What changes when you choose silence and let results speak for you? This path is not for the surface-level thinker. It demands that you face the emptiness that appears when noise fades and accept that truth often reveals itself only in silence. In that quiet space, a different kind of power emerges. It is the power of someone who channels energy into inner growth and becomes more authentic. Silence is not weakness. It is strength refined. The real question is whether you are ready to stop explaining, embrace silence, and allow your actions and presence to speak instead. In a world where people constantly compete to be seen and heard, silence becomes rare. We are conditioned to respond instantly, defend ourselves, and speak quickly so we are not misunderstood. Yet real strength appears when you resist this urge and allow stillness to take its place. Silence is not simply the absence of words. It is a state of awareness. It occurs when energy is withdrawn from distractions and redirected inward. When we constantly speak, we hear only the surface self, the role we present to others. When we stop, deeper layers rise, including suppressed emotions and avoided truths. Facing these layers is where true power forms. Consider a common argument with a colleague or loved one. The instinct is to respond immediately and defend yourself. Later, you often realize your words added nothing and may have caused harm. Silence, paired with a pause and deep breaths, brings clarity. It is not surrender. It is control over emotions, energy, and direction. Modern psychology supports this. Silence allows the brain's decision-making center to function without emotional overload. The pause acts like a reset, restoring balance and leading to wiser choices. This clarity is power, not born from noise, but from calm observation and deliberate action. Silence is also a refusal. It rejects comparison, constant display, and the pressure to prove worth. Speaking less preserves energy. It allows growth to happen quietly. Those who work consistently without announcing every step build lasting strength. Even socially, silence holds influence. It invites others to project, reflect, and listen more carefully when you do speak. Across spiritual traditions, silence is honored as a path to deeper truth. When the mind becomes still, it reflects reality clearly, like calm water mirroring the sky. In this state, insight emerges that words cannot capture. Silence connects you to layers of understanding far beyond everyday thought. Stillness is never weakness. It is the gathering of strength. Before reacting, pause, take 3 slow breaths, observe fully. That pause returns choice and power to your hands. The power gained through silence must be directed inward. Many misunderstand this and label self-focus as selfishness. In reality, becoming yourself is what allows you to truly show up for others. Society praises constant sacrifice, but taken too far, it leads to self-erasure. From childhood, we are taught to prioritize others. While this seems noble, it often leaves people depleted, anxious, and disconnected from their true selves. Over time, only a social mask remains, while the authentic self fades into the background. Focusing on yourself does not mean abandoning others. It means reconnecting with your center. Like a tree, if you do not nourish your roots, you cannot offer shade. Self-care is not indulgence, it is survival. Ignoring inner needs leads to exhaustion and emotional collapse. Burnout is not weakness, it is a signal. Without inner growth, giving becomes draining rather than fulfilling. Consider a mother who sacrifices everything but neglects herself. Her children sense her fatigue and learn that love equals suffering. In contrast, balance teaches peace. When a person nurtures themselves, they radiate stability to others. Research shows that people who honor their inner needs manage emotions better and form healthier relationships. Those who ignore themselves often live in fear of rejection, abandonment, or being unworthy. Suppressing needs does not erase them. They resurface as anger, envy, or illness. Self-focus is responsibility. It means facing both light and dark aspects honestly, without judgment. Growth happens through direct awareness. Many awaken through hardship. Loss, illness, or failure forces inward focus. Those who reflect instead of chasing approval emerge stronger and clearer. They live for truth rather than recognition. This path is not reserved for famous figures. It belongs equally to ordinary people who choose reflection over resentment and growth over bitterness. Self-focus heals and transforms. From that wholeness, love flows freely, not from fear, but from abundance. Awakening comes from abundance, and only through self-focus can you move from scarcity to abundance. Perhaps this is the moment to grant yourself a pause. Sit still, take a deep breath. Ask yourself which true part of you are living from, and how much of your life is still performance for others. Are you giving from wholeness or from depletion? Do not rush to answer. Simply sit with the question. Sometimes silence alone reveals answers that no amount of words can reach. Life's greatest privilege is not being loved by many, but becoming yourself. Every path to truth, love, and peace begins there. Why do things begin to fall into place when you are silent and focused? As you gradually live in alignment with your true self, a quiet shift unfolds. The outer world begins to reflect the changes within. What once seemed random starts to feel meaningful. Knots loosen, events align. Not because the world has changed, but because your inner energy has shifted. When a person lives in harmony with their inner state, the outer environment naturally adjusts. What looks like coincidence is often resonance. Just as tuning one instrument brings harmony to the whole orchestra, focusing inward tunes your life. From that point, existence begins to feel ordered rather than chaotic. Recall a time when your mind was overwhelmed by conflict and distraction. Everything around you likely felt unstable as well. Relationships strained, work suffered. Compare that to times when you were clear, focused, and consistent. Doors opened, helpful people appeared. Psychology explains this through the brain's filtering system, which highlights what aligns with your focus. Change your inner focus, and the outer world appears different because you now perceive a new order. Life works like a mirror. When the mirror is covered in dust, the reflection is distorted. When it is cleaned, clarity returns. Noise and distraction cloud perception. Silence and focus wipe the mirror clean. The world does not suddenly transform. Your way of seeing and engaging with it does. Many attempt to force alignment through affirmations, forced optimism, or carefully crafted images. But pretending calm while remaining internally chaotic creates dissonance. Others may believe the image, but deeper forces respond only to what is genuine. When inner conflict remains unresolved, life reflects that disorder outward. For life to truly align, honesty is required. Not imagined peace, but real inner work. Not denial of uncomfortable parts, but the courage to face and integrate them. When the inner world becomes unified, the energy you project becomes clear and steady. Calm, focused individuals often seem to attract ease, not because they chase it, but because they have aligned within. Silence and focus do more than restore balance. They open the door to depth. Beneath daily noise lies a vast inner world where light and shadow coexist. When surface distractions quiet, the mind becomes still enough to see deeper layers that are usually hidden. Depth is not distant. It exists within you now, but constant noise keeps attention trapped at the surface. Like a lake stirred by wind, clarity is impossible until the water calms. Silence restores the mind's ability to see fully. Small acts create this stillness, turning off screens, pausing before reacting, writing without judgment. These practices seem simple, yet they unlock deeper awareness. At first, silence can feel uncomfortable. Old memories rise, unanswered questions appear. Many escape this by filling the void with noise, but that threshold is where transformation begins. Psychology confirms this. When external stimulation stops, deeper brain processes activate, integrating memory, emotion, and identity. Healing and creativity unfold naturally, but depth cannot be faked. True stillness requires honesty. When inner conflict is faced rather than hidden, unity emerges. Across spiritual traditions, silence has always been the path inward. Those who withdraw from noise do not reject life. They seek truth within it. In silence, you become grounded. Surface concerns lose power. Words and actions gain weight. You are no longer moved by every wind, but rooted in yourself. Silence and focus are not just skills. They are the gateway out of surface chaos and into inner unity, where scattered parts reunite into a whole self. At the end of this journey, what remains is not applause, but a steady inner rhythm. Transformation grows quietly, like roots deepening underground. When you slow down to listen, life changes its tone. Responses soften, choices become clear, presence deepens. You begin your day with quiet alignment instead of rushed declarations. You breathe before reacting. You let actions speak. This is not weakness. It is dignity. The path is not easy, but it gives solidity. From that center, relationships clarify, work aligns, and time is no longer wasted on performance. You stop staging a life and begin living one. When your rhythm aligns, results speak naturally. If these words resonate, leave yourself a small marker. Save this as a reminder to return inward when pulled outward, not to seek noise, but to rebuild your anchor again and again.